I remember my grandma telling me, don't get married until you buy your first car. And I said, well, why is that? She said, because then if you want to leave, you can get the hell out. So about maybe a couple years ago, our youngest daughter, Jaden, she was probably about 4 at the time. She crawled into bed with us on a Saturday morning, way too early. And I leaned over her and I opened an eye and I said, Jaden, can you go make us breakfast? And she said, no, I can't, Mama. And I said, well, why not? Well, she smiles and she says, Mom, girls don't make breakfast. And her whole life, her father had made her breakfast. Now you can imagine how thrilled I was as a women's leadership coach, right? To have broken that stereotype before kindergarten. So we're going to start by talking about why focus on women's leadership. I love that you have this opportunity here and that you have stepped away from your job, your emails, your kids, your life to focus on you and how you can choose to be a balanced leader. And we're going to start with looking at self-leadership. Leadership presence and leadership is not about commanding power and being in charge. Certainly, there are some leaders who lead that way. But Stephen Covey, who wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he would say, you can lead that way for the short term. You have a gun to someone's head and you're commanding it, you can do that for the short term, but not for the long term. People aren't going to stick around. Instead, it's about connecting with and empowering others.
A big takeaway for me was balancing that self and others, but ultimately remembering it's about choice.
Just recognizing the fact that my own emotions sometimes will get in my way.
Taking a moment to think about what your reaction is going to be before you actually react.
To make sure I'm responding and not just reacting to situations.
Now, when you think about it in the workplace and you look at a iceberg, the tip of the iceberg of what you see, a lot of times is balanced performance and decision making. What you don't see underneath is the emotional intelligence, that self-awareness and self-management, and those things that are happening under the surface that you oftentimes don't see.
She would be described as very energetic,
Relatable. Genuine. Enthusiastic.
Multifaceted.
She was a great speaker. I love her enthusiasm and I love her stories.
You could tell that she was passionate about the topic that she was speaking on.
And she gave good examples of how to achieve it.
definitely a must-see.
Think about this process of self-leadership. Intentionally paying attention to how you're thinking and feeling and what your behavior is to achieve your desired objectives. The more self-aware you are, the more you have conscious choice to how you're going to behave.